What's going on YouTube? Today we are doing some maintenance on my SCX-10-1. It's been a few runs on and off of camera, so it's about time we do some maintenance to the old girl. Definitely due for some. And if you're wondering why I'm not running the bumper no more, is because no, I don't have it with me. I have all the tools I need, just not the bumper. There's a piece that goes behind the bumper and it kind of bends this way, and that goes out like so. And then there's two holes to go into the back bumper because there's lights, as you guys have seen in the one video. But I've rolled this thing at the spot where I did the SCX-10-1 on the rocks, and the spotlights are, well, the lens for the spotlight is gone on both sides, and that metal bracket piece, I guess if you want to call it, got bent. It rolled pretty hard. Don't have it on camera. So yeah. And we got all the tools that I believe I'm going to need, coffee being the most important, and everything else. We got Cow RC grease. This is their Udder Butter. Good stuff. Definitely go check those guys out. Make some good maintenance and cleaning products. But fast steady bearings, if I have to replace anything. That driver has multiple bits in the end. That cap pulls off, then it goes from 1.5 to 3 mil. And hex driver, that little tool is for these RC 4-wheel drive 1911 wheels, because it can kind of have a hubcap. There's like 8 little pieces of scale hardware you have to undo, and then you can get to the wheel nut, which I don't have a wheel wrench, so. And I got pliers just in case. I need a wheel wrench. Should be the only thing I'm missing to do this job. There we go. Wheel wrench. This is the one that came with my LOC Camaro. Alright, first order of business is to take the tires. We're gonna do the back, but anyways, the tires still have to come off. So we're going to undo those 8 scale pieces of hardware, and this will just come right off. Not gonna make you watch me do that. Maybe like 1 or 2, not all 8. I'm not that kind of guy. If I can get the little, yes, this is the little tool that you need to remove those pieces of hardware. I can do a better job. I'll just do this. That little tool is kind of a nightmare. Well, not really necessarily a nightmare, but scary to work on anything on the trail that requires me to take the wheels off. Now this goes, one end goes on your bit, and the other goes onto your D-scale hardware, like so. These little guys, they're puny, absolutely puny. Drop that in some pine needles. Have fun trying to find that, unless if you have like a little magnet, which I have a magnet tree that I got off Amazon that these are going to be going into. Nope. And it's in, you're gonna be not too difficult. So yeah, I'm not gonna make you sit and watch me do that for all of them. I'm gonna do go ahead and do the other side as well. Be back once I have that done. Final one. Definitely adds a skill element having these little pieces of hardware, but also, like I've said, kind of nerve-wracking to take out on the trail. Yeah, and then here's the little hubcap. This is RC 4-wheel drive on it, but it's not going to focus on the little font, but that's okay. Alrighty, now that the hubcaps are off, take the wheel nut out. Helps if you have on the right size. And these tires are dirty. I don't know why I didn't clean this thing after I put it away. Which my form of cleaning is a garden hose. And then dry it off. But I'm pretty sure that day I think we were going to go back out and we didn't have enough time, so I didn't bother cleaning because there's going to be no point in me cleaning and then going back and get it dirty again. This comes off. Well, that just comes off. And your tire will come off like so. Now, there is so this on this side, there's a hex like any normal RC has. Got a hex. Sorry for the poor lighting. I'm just trying to make it do with the best I have. There's a hex here, and then has a grub screw help holding it on. So this, you don't lose the hex per se. Your wheel comes off for whatever reason, but this is stripped on this side. So I can't do anything about that on camera right now. Probably just drill it out. It will damage the threads, but that's not really a big deal. If you're running the screw that is inside or not, it's kind of like if you have drum brakes and that screw that they put in that you don't really need in, but it's there. Alright, now for the other side. Trying to organize my hardware the best I can here. There you go. This thing is super handy. It's not that expensive off Amazon too. This is a plus. Man, I'm really regretting not cleaning this thing. Hosing it down with the garden hose after. I have to vacuum my room after. And if you're wondering why the paint is crap, that is what happens after an extended period of time after you've used TS paint on a Lexan body. Then try to save it and back it with normal black. It came out as a transparent recycling bin, which is not what you want at all. Helps if you just get the right paint. That I didn't do. Why is this being stubborn? There we go. Move my coffee so I don't knock it over. Again, using the wrong side of the wheel wrench. Dropping the wheel wrench. And the 1.9 should just come off, but it's not. Okay, got it off. A little bit rusty, but still functional. Still keep my wheel on without falling off. Got some grass in here. And as you can see, there's some grass tangled here, and this side does not have the grub screw, sorry. This just comes right out, which is fine. And then another reason why you want to do your maintenance, you got grass tangled in there and shit, and then the moisture rusts out your bearings. Again, not what you want. Then you gotta replace your bearings, and you don't, then they explode on you on the trail, and then you gotta deal with it out there. And you could be running. Alright, now the pin has to come out, hex pin, drive pin. This little guy right here. You lose this could stop you from running. Or you just have 3-wheel drive. Nice and organized. Skill hardware, hex pin, nuts, and hex. Okay, now I'm going to remove the body. Gotta make my life a little bit easier. Let's just take the body off, which is just these pins up here. I already took the other one off. Right here. Set that aside where I won't lose it. And this is actually a spare tire rack. I'm kind of using it as a headache rack roll bar. There it comes with like an X piece that goes like this, and then your spare tire would go here, but I didn't want the spare tire there. So obviously I have it on the back, so I just didn't run that and just used this instead. Again, off Amazon. Alright. And body just pulls right on off. Except if you have lights, which I have. And I've left the battery in here. That's not what you want to do. At least it's unplugged. Body's out of the way. Right in front of the Bomber and my Red Cat. And we're going to take that battery out too. Don't have to, but not a good idea really to leave them in. Not really supposed to, but it wasn't connected, so it's not going to hurt anything. Just electricity can jump and all that shit. Well, now, our next order of business is to remove the shock and link from the axle. Now with the 10-1s, the shock and the link are in the same location here. Here's obviously the shock. It goes in here, and beside the link goes on first. If you have this, then your link, then your shock will bind up against your frame rails, and that's not what you want. There we go. Just gonna grab pliers. Those are 2.5s now that I'm remembering. Son of a... Of course, when we get this far. Oh, I have them 2.5. I thought I grabbed the 2 mil. Nice. Oh. Sorry, I didn't even bump you guys on here. See if I can get a better angle. There we go. Again, light quality is not the greatest, but working with what I have, might just do this rear axle off of, obviously on camera, but I might go ahead and do the rest off camera, depends on how long this takes. Alright, here's the nut on the other side. That's somewhere to lose it, because that won't be good. And then this screw here. Screw here, just kind of push out, undo. And there's that screw. I'm gonna thread the nut back on. So, focus, so we don't lose it. There we go. Just like that. Shock, link are free, which these are Endura aluminum high clearance links, if you're wondering. And we're gonna do the same on the other side. And again, it's the same thing on the other side. Get pliers in there. Get a better angle here. I'll just tell you a little story on this rig. I originally got it off Facebook Marketplace. Well, not as it currently sits. I've done everything to it, as you guys see here. I'll throw up a picture of what it looks like when I got it. And got it off Facebook Marketplace for like $400. Not bad at all. The guy was like a half hour away from me. So I'm like, perfect, not far at all. Me and my buddy went to go pick it up. The guy says he ran it twice. I'm like, okay, it looked pretty much almost like new. Other than he said he ran it twice. Now, for anyone new to the hobby and you get your rig off Facebook Marketplace used and they say they ran it twice, get them to show you that it works. This is a perfect story why. So, get there, this has been ran twice, that's fine. Again, just gonna thread this on so we don't lose it. Put it in with the other hardware. And then shock and link just pop off. They should just come off. And now what we're gonna do, instead of taking these links off here, we're just gonna take this cross brace off just by there's two 2mm screws that hold this on, one there and there's some on the other side. I'm just gonna do that instead of taking this long screw out here. Save us a little bit of time. This is here, keeping that little tool on because it's important. Right, continuing with story. Ran it twice. He said it just needed to be, the radio just needed to be bind to it. He asked me if I knew how to do it. I said sure. I said yes. And plus I had my buddy with me too, so. And we get to my friend's place. We hook a battery up to it because he didn't include one, which is fine. I have lots. And we get to his place. We bind the transmitter with the receiver. We go to give it throttle. There's nothing. And this should just come off like so. Pop. And the rear axle is off. Don't mind my dirty tires that I should have hosed off. And here you can see the axle is free, no longer on the truck. Now we can turn our focus to that. Oh, this one. see. There we go. I'm also missing 2 screws here, if you guys didn't already know. So, bind radio to receiver. We only have steering, you have no throttle. So, thinking we've done it wrong, we do it a few more times, still same result. And we start to have suspicions that the motor or ESC is garbage, but the ESC was not garbage because the light when you apply throttle on the ESC was lighting up, so that was fine. So then me and my buddy tested the motor, and then the lockout should just slide on off like so, and you can kind of see already I've gone in here and greased it up a little. I'm just going to put these screws back into where they would go on the lockout. Again, this just so I don't lose them. And here is your rear axle shaft. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and I've applied some grease. There is some dirt in there that we're gonna slide on off. Like, yeah, you don't want this. This is grass. You don't want this staying in there. Definitely not. Ew. And as you can see, the bearing has no rust on it actually whatsoever, because I've gone in here and I have greased it up. Which that outer butter stuff you can put in your transmission, basically anything that moves. I wouldn't suggest putting on your slipper. But anyways, try several times, same result. We start to have suspicion. Motor is garbage, so we test it. But first, we looked upon closer inspection. So those of you who are in the hobby, that have been in it long enough, already see what's the issue is here. There is no bullet connector going from the motor to the ESC, which there is like 100% of the time, 99% of the time. Even the 124 stuff still has a connector between the ESC, electronic speed control, and the motor. So one craps out. In this case, it was this actual 20 turn. Then you can just swap out whatever motor you have on hand. But he soldered the motor leads directly onto the ESC, and I don't know if he soldered it wrong and shorted the ESC out, but then you would shorted the motor out, sorry, but then you would think it would take the ESC with it, or he ran it twice and put it through hell and back. I don't know. Make sure when you buy used rigs to get them to show you it works. So we test the motor, and there's one way that I didn't even know how to do until my buddy showed me. What you do is you take your motor leads, or you're gonna need a spare motor, of course, to do this. You are going to touch positive to positive, negative to negative. Obviously have the truck on. Okay, and negative, the negative, positive to positive, because even if, you guys can't really see what I'm doing, even if the motor craps out, the ESC will still be sending voltage to it. So you apply a little bit of throttle, and if your spare motor works, your motor that's currently in your rig is garbage. And this is the side that is stripped. Now, what you can do is, if you have a small enough bit, you can get in here, there's a grub screw on here because it's not going to pull off. No amount of me pulling on this will come off because there's a strip grub screw in here. So what you can do is just take a small drill bit and just drill that out, and it should be okay. Which that drill I do not have on hand, so we're only going to be doing the one side. And here is the rest of the diff, which on the back has nuts on it, but they just kind of set into the housing, the rear part of the housing there. And it takes 2.5s. You don't need any pliers, or you don't need your wheel wrench to remove, because the inset that these have will stop the nuts from turning. Boom, and just like that. Now, that blue grease, the guy that I bought it off of already greased it, which is good to see. Also, take your rigs apart when you get them new or used. Go in there and lube it up. The transmission, the diff, all that fun stuff. Okay, just double checking the nuts were still on the inset part of the body. And here you can see where I've gone. I've had some outer butter on both ends, and then that inside piece, your pinion, is still in there. Which, to remove that to get to this bearing in here, is just going to be a 1.5. Oh. It has grease, I've verified that. Yeah. Definitely no issues with no grease at all. Now that I've stuck my finger in there, it's all good to go. Now we're going to carefully remove this tool on the end of our tool. Put it in with this. There we go. Magnetic tray coming in handy. And we're just going to switch the bits out. This thing's awesome. I just got this off Amazon as well. This thing's cool. You can also get it from name brand people, little suppliers and whatnot. Awesome. Definitely cool to have out on the trail. Definitely a cool trail tool. So you're not carrying multiple screwdrivers with you. Hex drivers. Oh no. Oh no. Either my tool is too rounded, or this is in here. I have replaced this bearing too. The one that was in here prior was worse than this. It was a 1.5, it shouldn't be a 2 mil. I'm gonna stop before I actually strip it. That's unfortunate. I'm going to strip it, so I'm just gonna put this tool back on. It's really too bad. Where did the cap go for this? Maybe if I wave it around enough, it will appear. No, it's not appearing. Okay. Oh, it's on the end, dummy. It was already in the end. Get this 2 mil back on. And to apply the grease, I am going to be using some Q-tips or gloves. I did have on hand some fast ready bearings, just in case if I have swap some out. Better be safe than sorry. So turn our attention to our udder butter. Definitely you can see it's been used. And then what I'm going to do is take our axle shaft here and get some grease on the Q-tip. And just kind of gets on there, behind. Definitely want a good amount, because axles are always in water if you're like me and you're a Labrador Retriever and you see water and you must go in it. Except for my 1/24th build that I'm going to be doing. If you haven't seen the first video on that, then definitely go check that out if you like some 1/24th action. There's going to be a build series. Okay, I think that is good. And you can see it's nice and lubed up. We're going to prop this up on something. There. Definitely can add more grease in there. There's like a little bit of the blue stuff in there. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more on it. There we go. Definitely want some grease in there, even in your transmission, which I'm not gonna have time to do. I'll go ahead and do that off of camera. We're just gonna do the rear diff. There we go. You can see it's nice and lubed up inside. And then we're gonna reverse the process in which we took this apart. Let's go together. The right way, dummy. There we go. And then the nuts are already in that inset that's in the back. So we should be good there. And then we're just gonna take our two 2.5 millimeter screws. I'm just gonna go right back to where we took them out from. I will go ahead off of camera, and I will go ahead and I will add another screw. Two more, because this is already a half hour long. And I didn't skip over some things other people have skipped over, but that's okay. It's just how stuff goes sometimes. Alright, and then your axle shafts. I just slide in here. Go. Just like so. And then you're going to take your lock out. That goes right over top. Make sure it's lined up. There we go. Just like that. And then the two 2 millimeter screws on either side. And no, I did not forget about the 128 drift car. I'm saving that for Monday. I did not fix it off camera. It's still in the state in which I unboxed it. Which I'm thinking I might have to put some tapes on those tires. Come on now. Careful not to over tighten them and strip those. There we go. And then we're just going to throw the rear axle back into the back here. And I'll return once I've done so, because it's just the same process that you took it out and just reverse. I'm just putting it back in instead. Almost there. There now. The rear diff has grease in it after like a half hour. And for the last part of the scale hardware for the 1911 RC 4-wheel drive wheels is not wanting to go in. Alright, that's fine. When I've ordered these, I ordered another set of them. Now where they are? See, I was organized, but this he used to be in the Bomber, but the motor's too big, so I can't run it with him inside. No. Hobby Soul. I guess we can put those on the Intelli Sprung shop. Where on earth? Spare axle. But those locks are in diffs. But those diffs are unlocked. Fun fact, not the first SCX10 owns my other one. I got off Facebook Marketplace as well for the same price. And it worked, it ran, but he showed me it worked, but I cannot for the life of me get a battery on that. He showed me it worked. He got a battery on this somehow. But I tried to put one of my batteries on it. No go. Yes, he's still good. Just needs a different Dean's connector on it. Alright. That's fine. Wants to be a pain? I will just steal another one off of another set I've ordered. Alrighty. Come on. Because here's a shit. There we go. There we go. All it takes different screw and it will go in. There. Don't need to overly tight those. Just need to where they're snug and then they are good. It won't go anywhere. And then put this little tool back in the bag and then back into my backpack. That little guy. So I need to work on out on the trail if I need it. I'm pretty sure I lost the other one. And now for the body. If anyone knows where I can get another Proline Ram 1500 body new, unpainted, I would love to know. Proline discontinued these bodies, so you can't go on Proline's website and order any one. I know some may say it's a little bit of a rat's nest, but it's a controlled rat's nest. It's not in the way of any moving parts or anything like that. Nothing that's gonna rub or cut a wire. so I'm not too worried about it. Alrighty. So get this body on, which is a little bit of a pain. It shouldn't be, but the way body goes on, not exactly straight. There we go. Body's on. That was a two-hand job. Now for the pins. Boom. Maintenance done on the SCX-10-1. That's probably a little bit longer of a video than what some other content creators have theirs, but there we have it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.